Hey, so we're live again, guys. How's it going? We've got Carlos here with us once again. I'm actually not sure if this is working on Facebook because my feed is just showing that it's a black screen. So, oh, we have one. Is that you, Carlos? Can you see it on Facebook? Sorry, guys. Oh, okay. Well, then mine's just screwed up. Good to know. So today we are doing Mod Prep 101 continued, I guess you could say, because we haven't yet finished up the PSU Shroud. So we're going to get that all done. We're almost there, actually. I did some more work on it over the weekend, so it shouldn't take us too long. So I was also going to share with you guys what I have planned for Thursday. I think we'll do it at 8 p.m. again, or that's the plan at least. So you guys can catch it in the same places, 8 p.m. this Thursday for, I'll show you guys. We're going to be working on the custom reservoir wall for the Define S. So I've got it like here, I guess. It's just taped together at the moment because we've got lots of work to do. So that'll be Thursday's stream. I've got a drill bit. That's exactly 11.8 millimeters. Apparently that's what you need for the G1/4 tap here. So we're going to be tapping some holes in that and hopefully starting to get it put together somewhat. So I guess if you guys are interested in that, definitely stop by. Let's see. What else do we have planned? Oh, I was going to show you guys real quick. On our Discord server, we actually set up a new ticket system. So let me see. Oh yeah, I'm watching the stream, guys. So let's get our Discord on the screen here, and I can show you guys how to set up a ticket. So as you can see here, we got all the channels in our Discord. To set up a ticket, you're going to want to go down to support requests, and then all you have to do, so let me see the syntax. Oh, if you guys need to figure out the syntax for it, I think you just go =help, and then there's all of the way, or this is the ticket info right here. So if you guys want to, if you're on our Discord, or if you haven't joined yet, definitely join. This is a good way to, like, if you have a question, definitely try to use the ticket system, just because it'll notify me, and then when I answer your ticket, it will also send you a direct message with the answer, and it'll close the ticket. So it's just a really easy and convenient way to keep track of everyone's issues. I get asked tons of questions every day, especially on Discord. So I do lose track of them sometimes. I apologize, but we're trying this out so we can make it a little easier and make sure that all you guys' questions get answered. So all you do is =ticket add space add, and then you will put in brackets your problem. So I need a new pump. That's my problem. And then you just hit enter, and the ticket bot will create a ticket, and he then pings me. You guys won't be able to get into this channel, but over here you can see on my side, I get a ticket, PBC's Matt needs a new pump. And then I will answer that, and it will close the ticket and send a direct message with the answer. So definitely try to use that if you guys can. It should make it a little more convenient for you as well as myself. So appreciate that, guys. So let's see. We've got the PSU Shroud over here. We've got it mostly put together, but we still need to drill the holes through the top of the PSU Shroud here, so we can mount this metal plate on top, which is kind of our screen shroud in a sense. So I finished up like bending it and whatnot, and I actually got a little bit of a crack right here, which is really kind of unfortunate. If this was actually going to be like a completed build, I would definitely just have to redo it. That was my fault, but I also I glued together this corner from the backside, so it actually looks pretty clean now. I guess, let me see where I got to hold it. Yeah, so that's actually a pretty clean edge. I would be perfectly fine with leaving it how it is as far as that goes. And then I've also got this piece of just I sanded the acrylic on both sides, and then I glued it down on this side. So now when we put an LED strip under here, it will just kind of be a nice glow behind the PVC's letters there. So I'll definitely have to do that this week. I'll get the PSU in there, and I'll get a strip under that once we get this all done, and I'll take some nice pictures for you guys so you guys can see how that all looks when it's lit up. I think it'll look pretty good. But what's that, Carlos? The case, I just slide it in, and then we've got. I actually missed the spot, but we got the holes in there, and then we'll screw it in through the back of the case. So we can do that once we get this top screwed in and bolted. I've got some more nice little Allen bolts right here, or screws, whatever you want to say. And then it'll be nice and secure. We can get it in the case. Does anybody else have any other questions? Oh, no cross-platform comments. Just wanted. Yeah, I don't think that there's a way to do that, to be honest. It'd be nice to be able to get one chat because that would help me as well. Yeah, and Carlos is the one that will let me know if you guys have any questions. So, nobody else has questions as far as I can tell. I think we can probably get started. So actually what I was going to do, this handy dandy PSU should work as a nice little piece to set this PSU shroud on, because I don't want to just drill straight onto it with only like the two legs essentially. So we're just going to put it up on top of here. Can you guys, let's see, this camera isn't quite right. So maybe we should just switch to the other one, or not. I think that's worse. So I'll just move this out in the middle here. I think this will be alright. Let me know if you guys can't see it for crap. We got 8 holes to drill, so let me know if you see something at least. So I'm just going to take my time. I definitely have to make sure this thing stays square. It doesn't really want to, but we're going to do our best. I think it looks good. Start with this one. Okay, one down. And actually, as I was doing that, I remembered the rest of the mod prep I do have recorded, so I guess we can just finish drilling these holes and I'll play that. But just to kind of recap on that, what I ended up doing is sanding this piece of steel, and then I put some clear coat on it. But you guys will see it in the video, and I'll talk more about the rest of prepping a mod to get it to the point where you just have a few holes to drill and throw it in the case. So sorry, we're going a little bit out of order there. Completely spaced it. So we're nearly halfway there, and I think I'm actually going to put a couple of these in so it doesn't move. If it moves, then we'll have to re-drill holes. Nobody likes to re-drill holes. Ooh, I might need it to be slightly bigger. Oh man, the snowplow is going by. I hope that doesn't get picked up on the mic. And actually, I don't have my Allen wrench. Or do I? I don't think I do. That's my mistake. I may have to go get it. But actually just leaving the screw in there should make sure it doesn't move anywhere. I'm using an 1/8 inch drill bit with M3 screws, so the hole was technically exactly the same size is the screw. So you do have to drill it out a little bit more. I guess use a bigger drill bit, but this should still work. Like I said, you just don't want it to move around, otherwise you'll have to re-drill holes. So, moving forward. We're halfway there. Everybody started quoting Bon Jovi. We're ending the stream. Last one. This one will be a pain. Okay, so just want to make sure that these screws will go in. Oops. So we got them all drilled, and I will grab the Allen wrench while I run that little bit about the prep. Well, actually, there's a few things I wanted to say about it. So as we run the little video about how we got to this point, because I'm sure not all of you saw the stream last week and what all we did, but mainly I just spent time cutting and bending the acrylic and also cutting the steel. But for this, the rest of it, I had to do off camera just because there was painting. I can't really paint in here. So I'm just going to run the footage that I took of it, and you guys can ask any questions if you have any, and then we'll keep the show going. So here, as you guys can see, I just was drilling out the steel there, and the drill bit fell out, so don't worry about it. I drilled all 8 holes with the drill and an electric drill, obviously, and after that I could start sanding it, because I had, once you're done with all your cutting and everything, that's when you kind of start your prep work for paint. If anybody wants to paint any kind of surfaces, I would always try to recommend like sanding it, definitely cleaning it at the bare minimum. If you can't sand the material for whatever reason, you'll definitely want to make sure it's plenty clean. So as you can see here, I'm just using my palm sander. I showed you guys last week on stream, but if you guys didn't see it, that's just a cheap palm sander. Is like 10 or 15 bucks at Home Depot. So it really kind of makes the work a lot easier. That way you don't have to do it by hand. Definitely recommend picking up a electric palm sander. It'll save you some work. And then, as I said, I was just using some clear coat for the finish, I guess, because I didn't want to. You don't want to leave bare steel, just exposed to air. It'll eventually rust if there's any moisture in the air. So you definitely want to cover with something, but I thought that the steel look was pretty cool, so I ended up using clear coat, which I suppose doesn't really give you guys the best idea of painting, but all I can tell you guys is that you'll definitely always want to just take your time. Don't use more coats than just like putting on thick coats. To use more thin coats than thick coats is what I'm trying to say. Usually what I'll do is I'll start with one nice thin base coat, and then I will wait a good half hour or so, and then I put on another coat, and once again wait 15 minutes to a half hour just to make sure that it dries as best as it can, and then put on another coat, so on and so forth. until you get enough on there. Usually, 3 coats, 4 coats at most is all you'll need with a rattle can. Otherwise, you're going to be kind of just caking it on there after a certain point. As far as different spray paints go, like I said, I just use a rattle can. Usually I'm just using like Krylon or Rust-Oleum. Anything in the store like that will work. I know there's some that are meant for plastics and some for metals, so you can always get that if you are using one or the other and you want to use kind of more of a specialized paint. I see we have a question here. Haven't drilled before, but is it safe to keep fingers that close? I guess. Just make sure you're not drilling into your finger. You'll probably feel it before and be able to pull your hand away if you were to hit your finger. It's usually not that crazy. I mean, if you got a drill press, you might be able to put a hole in your hand, but with a regular electric drill, you're probably going to react to it fast enough. But definitely, always, guys, safety first, even though I don't wear safety glasses on stream. Don't follow me by example all the time. So, I think we can try to get the rest of this assembled. Although I may need to go grab that Allen wrench because I was not prepared. What was that, Carlos? See, maybe I'll get the safety glasses, but we're done with power tools for today, I think. Yeah. What? For what? You never know. Thanks, Carlos. So yeah, this is kind of being a pain in the butt because the holes are not quite big enough. Yeah, it sure is. So I think maybe we should just go through and maybe use just a little bit wider drill bit here so we can get this assembled. Because honestly, should just be able to hand tighten these if the hole, like, you don't need to have your screws thread into it. I'm just trying to like press it together, so because we have nuts over here, little nuts, and that'll hold it all together. Yep. Jesus, Carlos. Let's see. Called a set. Yep, definitely. That's a good point, Daniel. Center punch is always helpful for the steel. I don't know where my center punch is, so I ended up just like grabbing a nail, and I just used the nail and the hammer and punched little divots into the steel. But definitely, that is a good point, Daniel. If you don't want your bit to walk, because it'll almost always want to walk when you're drilling on metal, definitely use a center punch, or if you're cheap and in a pinch, a decent steel nail will also work. Just use what you got, people. I know not everybody can afford nice tools. As you can tell, I'm using the good old Black & Decker Walmart special drill, so... You're terrible, Carlos. Hank hates this. Now the holes should be big enough. I don't know what is making this screen pop up. There we go. It just needs to be bolted together, which is what we shall start doing now. So I guess if you guys, like I was saying, if anybody missed the other streams, this is a PSU shroud that I had custom laser cut at PPC's. So that is just one of the many services we offer. We can laser cut any kind of design you want. Send us your drawing and your ideas and like what material you want us to use. We'll definitely try to accommodate whatever it is your project needs. We're almost got it. The bigger drill bit is definitely what we needed. This guy doesn't want to go in though. Bear with me, people. There we go. That one, I might actually, I think for these front ones, I need to use a longer one. Yeah, because it's right next to the screen, and the nut is going to be a pain. So I got all my handy dandy M3 screws right here, and we'll grab some longer ones for around the screen. Any new questions yet? I know, I need to get the hammer. Yeah, this one's a little bit, needs a little bit more help. So nothing else besides just ramming it in. Okay, we'll do that. So one more. Okay. There. So we got our handy dandy nuts. Carlos, you're awful. I'm trying to watch YouTube chat, but that's about the only chat I'm watching right now. I didn't set up. Well, that's unfortunate. Come on, guys. And actually, we don't have. Do we have? We were gonna get super chat going. I applied for getting that all set up last week, but maybe YouTube's just taking their time today. Come on, that's how, like, I think it's like the Twitch like bits almost. So then your message gets noticed. That's what Hank said. I haven't watched that many YouTube streams, and yeah, it's YouTube's version. So I don't know. You guys should hopefully see that pretty soon. Barnacles' viewers? What is Barnacles doing streaming during our stream time? Of course he is. Over in Washington, it's only 10:30. Or Oregon. I don't know where he's at. Washington? Okay. We're over here in Minnesota, and it is afternoon now. I already had some lunch before we started. So Barnacles is behind. What the heck? What? Oh, really? Impressive. Hank, can we make that a rule? Although I think I've streamed in my basketball shorts a time or two, so I don't think it matters too much. You guys really don't even see me waist down anyways. So, sorry guys, I'm just trying to get these. We have a question. What is the question? Square root of pi, it's an imaginary number. It is. You can't take the square root of pi. What? I mean, if you want like a guesstimate, it's like 1.7 something or other, but it'll go on forever and ever, so we don't have time for that. I cannot answer that question because, one, it can't be answered, and two, I don't got time for that. This one is actually right next to the PCB here. Pi on the back of what screen? Oh, is it a? It's a Raspberry Pi screen. That's what it's typically used for, yes. But if that's what Will is asking, is that who that? Yeah, Will. It is actually. I can link you guys, Carlos, if you find my mini monitor mod video. there's the link for the screen in that, or you just link them to video. That should cover a little bit. I mean, I guess it's just a different way to mount it. I've used these screens in quite a few builds, and they're usually pretty fun. What's that? Yeah, it was on PPCs. So, wonder if I can get these finger tightened enough. Probably not. The only thing that I do not like about this piece of steel, I would definitely probably redo this whole thing if I were to, like, if this were going to be a show build, I would definitely redo it all. This piece of steel has like a bow to it, and it's like next to impossible to get out. So it just kind of made it kind of irritating. But there you have it. It's pretty much together. I'd have to tighten up this nut, but we've got it pretty well fastened down. And it kind of gives it, the nuts give it a little bit of a look. The reason why I left it steel, the way it's kind of monochromatic still for a mod, I should have maybe polled in the group to ask you guys if you wanted a specific color, but like I said, keeping it monochromatic would have been best, and I don't think painting it black would have looked good. Then everything would have just blended in. So I don't know. You guys can disagree with me if you'd like, and let me know in chat how terrible my paint choice was. So let's get this thing in the case. That's what we're all here for, right? Let's see, which camera are we on? Okay. We got the R. No, this is the Fine S, not an R5. So we still got some of the cables kind of around here. And I'd have to get a different LED strip in here, a shorter one to go under the PSU shroud. But I will do that after the stream here this week, and I will get you guys some pictures and I'll post them online so y'all can check it out. So this guy is kind of a pain in the butt to get him to fit in because he's got the end cap and this back end here underneath the PCIe slots. Never likes to go in easily. So bear with me for a second. Mods, when they're tight like this, usually take a little bit of finagling. So we're going to finagle for a minute and get this guy in here. It is hung up on something. It's got to go back a little ways here. There we go. Just at a bad angle. So, I think got it. And now, I already drilled the holes in it earlier. As you saw, I missed once, so the PSU shroud wasn't all the way back like I just had it. And actually, it still isn't quite in there. Like I said, it's a tight fit, which isn't actually a bad thing, because once you get it in there, I don't see why you'd want to take it out. There we go. Now it's in. So, if it should be on the side, yes, well, I guess it doesn't have to be. In the past, that's where I have put it in most builds. However, basically due to poor planning, I asked Jeremy to laser cut the logo on the side and didn't actually plan on doing the mini monitor thing ever with this PSU. So I only had so much real estate, and that's where I picked to put it. I don't think it'd be that bad, especially if you're not running like a vertical GPU or anything. It should work just fine. Like, you should still be able to see it. Whether or not what you want to put on it, that's completely up to you. Usually I run IDA 64, and if anybody's seen mine or if they're watching the video at all, I think that's... Did that work? Did it thread? I don't know if it threaded, guys. Sorry. You couldn't link anything. Why? Glorious. Dang. Okay. Yeah, I'll get to it in just a sec here. We're going to get this in, and then I'll link you guys. Like I said, it's a tight fit, but it's not a bad thing. It just means that we measured it and made it pretty much exactly to where we measured it, and that isn't always the best. One trick that people have always told me that I have used is use cardboard to like do your mock-up, and with that you can get your dimensions. You can just make like a PSU shroud out of cardboard, and this screw does not want to go in this back end. This one was the biggest pain in the butt to get in because the corner wants to sag down for some reason. So just bear with me for a second here, guys. Maybe we'll start with the front screw. Water cool the PSU. Get right on that. The hole. This one might be working. Actually, no, it's not. It doesn't want to screw in, guys. We're having difficulties today. I had it screwed in right before this, before the top piece was screwed on, so. Yes, I am having screwing issues right now. Oh, here we go. Now I shouldn't have screwing issues anymore, boys. You just got to make sure it's all lined up. No, not yet, because it's all full of cables and whatnot. I have not put the... It's still not grabbing the plastic. I swear it works. No, I do not have a PSU in there yet. I have, like, it does fit. It was in, I have the old clear one right there, and it's the same dimensions. It's, yeah, it's at the end. Like, the PSU isn't that long. I guess it could, but it's actually a good, probably 1/4 inch taller than the PSU is, the shroud. So, it shouldn't run into any clearance issues if that's what you're getting at. Okay, it's back. Nice pocket. Who loves my pocket? What? Okay, Carlos. You're terrible. Worst co-anchor ever. Yeah, you weigh me down, Carlos. You hold me back. I don't know, boys. Linus does? You really think so? He can fix my mod? Okay. We got it to screw in. Sorry. I told you. It's this back thing, this was a requirement of Hank's. He wanted this, so it'd screw in. I'm honestly more partial to a 2-piece PSU shroud that you just connect 2 pieces at a 90 and make it full length as well, because I don't know, it's just, not only does it make it easier to make the actual PSU shroud, but it's also just a cleaner look in my opinion. Easier to use just in general. I don't know. Personal preference. Some people like the little PSU shroud like we made today. Others like a full-length PSU shroud. Sometimes it depends on the case. It's whatever you want. I could make it full-length PSU shroud for this if you guys want to see that too. I was also going to say, if you guys wanted, I'd be happy to take a stream and go over AIDA64 with you. I do believe there's a video on our channel that's AIDA64, like just a basic tutorial of setting up a display. Sadly, we won't be powering this one on just because I don't have another GPU. And the way that, if you guys haven't watched me do the mod before, the way it works is you just have an HDMI cable connected up to the little screen here. And once you do that, you just run it through the back of your case and up into your GPU, and it powers it, and obviously it'll drive the display off the HDMI. So it's a pretty fun little mod, I guess. Maybe you guys can't see it that well. The light is not hitting it too good, but we can change that maybe.
I think it will be.
The full length, yeah, I think so too. Is honestly, like, the full length one will be a pain because you have to get it flush against this back wall. However, like I said, it just looks a little bit cleaner in my opinion to have a full length PSU shroud. However, I don't think we would also be able to do it in this case because now that we're looking at it, I guess I can turn the camera a little bit too here. There you go. So for the next stream, I do believe we will be starting this res wall. We'll get all this junk out of the case before then, of course. But for the res wall, like I said, this is just taped together. It's honestly starting to fall apart a little bit. The res wall is going to go here, and we're going to be cutting out right in here. We're going to cut all this out, and then this will sit back into it. Like I made this is essentially a lip, you could say it, and then we'll be putting some bolts through it, and then it will slide back into the back of the case. We'll bolt it around the edges, and I figured we would have, you know, your in and your out. I'm also going to see if I can get a drain off the side in the back, because that would be pretty handy. But that's kind of still just up in the air. As you can see, the mods take together, so nothing's finalized yet. Next stream is definitely going to be an interesting one, so we'll get started on that, I believe, unless you guys have other suggestions. As far as I know, I said we were going to be doing View pretty soon, or I would try to get some View for you guys and test it. However, the View got delayed. We haven't gotten ours in yet, so we're still waiting on that. But I'm trying to think, what else could we do besides the reservoir? If anybody has suggestions, like I said, always comment on the video and I will check it out. If you guys had any questions about today's stream. Dude, Chris McQuaid stopped by. That's who said, of course, that I should have known. He's the one who said water cooled PSU. I don't know if Chris is still here. The potential leaks. So we're going to cross our fingers and just, no, I'm kidding. No, for that I have, let's see, let me see if I can find the glue that it's coming. Like, it's supposed to come in the next 2 days. Hopefully. It better. I don't know if we'll get to gluing it on Thursday's stream or not, just because we're going to start with drilling it and tapping it. I don't want it glued together when I'm drilling and tapping it, because then you really have the potential to break your glue joints. Let's see here. We can switch to the desktop. So here's my Amazon order history, everybody. I got some Weldon for acrylic adhesive. This is a little bit different than the stuff that I used on the PSU shroud and stuff. This is thinner, so as you guys can see the details there. As far as what I use normally is this thicker VOC 16 is what it is. We sell this on PPC's site as well. This I use for just like bonding two pieces. However, with the res, you actually want to mate the two surfaces entirely, and the thinner, faster setting glue is better for that. So we're going to be using that to glue it all together, and like I said, after that we do just have to cross our fingers and hope it doesn't leak. I've never done this before, guys, so this is me kind of a huge learning experience for me. I've never drilled and tapped, well, I mean, I've drilled acrylic, but I've never tapped acrylic. I mean, I've used a tap and die set before, don't worry, but I have never actually tapped acrylic, and we're going to see how that goes, I guess. You guys will be here with me. It'll be a new mod for both of us, or all of us. I hope, at least. Some of you guys, I'm sure, have probably done this, so let me know if you guys have any pointers. Will says he's going full length PSU shroud. I definitely agree. I like that. That's what I put in my build. Taft acrylic, it would tap it. We got this tap, so then it will be, I don't have a fitting here, but this is a G1/4 tap, so that way we can put fittings onto the reservoir. I guess that can explain how it's not going to leak either. We're going to be using regular water cooling fittings. So as long as we tap the holes correctly, it should work. We're hoping. We'll see. Water cool your hard drive, Jake says. I'll get right on that too. We actually do sell hard drive water blocks. I don't know if we've even ever sold one. I'd be surprised. Oh, yeah. Daniel Kanan did one recently, or not recently, it was probably like a year or so ago. He had a build where they had some big old drives and they put water blocks on them. It was cool, but yeah. Oh, Alex said top of the day to you, sir. What's up, Alex? I hope you're still working on that mod idea you had. We were talking about the other night. That's something else that we could always cover in a stream as well if you get that going. However, guys, I think that's probably all we have for today, unless there are more questions. You see me on Twitch, Carlos. I don't have it open. Can you overclock SSDs, Jake said. Not that I know of. You can put them in like RAID 0, and that could be considered overclocking them, I guess. But it should make them... It'll make them run faster, but... Yeah. That's a video for another day, though. If you guys actually want to see, I could try to set up a stream for overclocking if you guys would like. I'll have to move my cameras around, but that wouldn't be too bad if that's something you guys would also like. So definitely let me know. I can make a poll, even I make a new poll this week, and let you guys add in options. Hopefully we don't get 16 different ways to say chicken nuggets. As much as I love chicken nuggets, maybe I'll get some chicken nuggets for next stream if it's really that popular. But other than that, we'll probably be doing the reservoir, and then beyond that, we'll open suggestions. I've got more ideas, so I'll be letting you guys know. This Thursday, 8 p.m. is definitely where you want to be for the next stream. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, as you guys know now. Definitely hit up our Discord, our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We got all those going. Discord is a great place to hang out with me and everybody else. Carlos is there. So we're always willing to help, and we definitely want to get you guys modding and water cooling as much as we can. Thanks for coming in, guys, and thank you, Carlos, for helping me out today on stream. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and I hope everyone else has a good day. Any closing words, Carlos? There we go. See you later, guys. Have a good one.